So we're all obsessed with Encanto, right? That's the consensus. I watched this over Christmas break with my niece Riley. Hey Riley, I love you. And it was so good. I knew immediately I wanted to apply the Enneagram to these beautiful characters. Now I do want to note that this is very subjective. Disney's Encanto characters could be a variation of numbers, and I definitely think that cultural differences and expectations definitely come into play, but I'm just gonna go with my gut reaction after I watched the movie of what I thought these Enneagram types might be. If you don't know who I am, hello! My name's Abbey. I'm a certified Enneagram coach, and I'm here to help you discover you. This video is made possible by Skillshare, an online learning community with thousands of online classes and members across 150 countries who all unite together to find inspiration and get on the next step to their creative journey. But we'll chat more about that later in the video. Now let's chat the Enneagram and Encanto. I think Mirabel is an Enneagram type 4, the individualist or the romantic. As the youngest daughter of the family and the only one who didn't get a gift, she often feels like the odd one out. The production designer Lorelei Bove, I think that's how you say it, said that one of the film's main themes is perspective, how different points of views can affect a relationship, and having our main character wear glasses was an intentional choice to reinforce that theme. Mirabel's true gift is the way that she's able to see the truth and authenticity in other people and different situations. Even her name Mirabel has the word mira, which means look in Spanish, which is pretty apparent. I think the filmmakers are like, we want you to know, like, seeing is her gift. She sees things. She brings a unique depth and understanding to the world around her, which is what allows her family members to actually feel what they need to feel in her presence and not be judged or be scared that, like, Mirabel is gonna have a bad reaction. She is open to other people's differences and struggles and hardships. And that is a huge gift of Enneagram type 4s. We also see Mirabel's core desire in the song Waiting for a Miracle. She says she's always walking alone, always wanting for more, like I'm still at your door, longing to shine like all of you shine. Her core longing is for her family to see who she is inside and find it unique and special. She feels that because she wasn't given a gift, something about her is like tragically flawed. One thing I love about Mirabel is she doesn't let the hardships stop her from being deeply empathetic and helping people solve problems in creative and down-to-earth ways. She's quirky, she's brave, and she's willing to like lay it all on the line for some like really scary scenarios in order to save her family. The reason Mirabel didn't get a gift was left unexplained in the movie, but I think that was almost intentional. She is enough just as she is. And in the end of the movie, Mirabel uncovers the core longing that is within her. Alma says, open your eyes, abre los ojos, what do you see? And Mirabel says, I see me, all of me. At the end of the movie, she finally sees that she is unique and special just as she is. She is seen and loved, she belongs, and any Enneagram 4 will tell you that that is something that deep down they really long for. Time for everyone's favorite brawny babe, Luisa. Her magical gift is super strength, and she uses it every day to serve her community and help her family. I am absolutely positive that Luisa is an Enneagram type 2, the helper. When I heard her song Surface Pressure, I was like, whoa, I have never seen a representation of type 2s like this in a movie, and especially like a Disney movie. In the song, she reveals to Mirabel that she feels a lot of pressure carrying all the family burdens, and she feels like she can never get a chance to relax. This was the line that got me. I'm pretty sure I'm worthless if I can't be of service. An Enneagram type 2's core fear is to be unworthy of love. To fight this fear, 2s pour their time, skill, and effort into helping other people. The thinking here, and the thinking that Luisa reveals in her song, is that if you're constantly of service, and people need you, they're not gonna let you go. They're not gonna like let you out of their lives. They are now reliant on you, so you are worthwhile and worthy of being in their life. Luisa does what she feels she has to do, but she says under the surface, she feels berserk as a tightrope walking in a three-ring circus. Like, she is barely holding it together, and it's really affecting her mental health, and I think at the end of the movie too, it was affecting her physical health too. So if you're a type 2, listen up. Did you know your core weakness is pride? I know that it sounds counterintuitive because type 2s are very selfless, but yes, Pride is something that you struggle with, and we see Luisa struggle with pride in this movie as well. She's denying her own needs and emotions with the belief that she knows best. She has to keep doing these things because she's the only one who can. And now I know we're adding in like a magic component of like she has super strength, but I still think that she feels this pride that she is the only one in the world who can fix all the family's burdens. What I'm always saying to type 2s, and what Luisa learns at the end of the movie, is you can't take care of others if you're not taking care of yourself. If your house is cracking and in shambles, you can't care for the community. You have to have a strong foundation so that you can then use your rested, calm wisdom and self to go love on other people. Hear me out. Abuela is an Enneagram type 3. She is the matriarch of her family. Her whole purpose in life is making sure that her family sticks to the goal of making a safe and happy place to live. She wants her family to succeed in that goal. Enneagram 3s are really image conscious because they don't want to portray something to the world that doesn't scream, I am successful, I've got things together, I can do anything. We see this in a major way with Alma. She tightly controls the Madrigal family and denies that anything is wrong. She's the one who goes out to the neighbors to tell them everything is fine, even when everything is totally not fine and the house is falling apart. She falsely equates her family's value to the gifts they bring to the table. Enneagram 3s struggle with deceit, which means they trick themselves into thinking that their worth is solely based on what others think about them. If they are in levels of unhealth, they will use deceit to mask the truth and present this polished, perfect persona, kind of the way Alma does when she's standing at the top of the stairs. Now, obviously, we learn that this fear and levels of unhealth in Abuela comes from terrible trauma. She lost her husband, her home, her stability, her community in a really violent way. Her actions show that she's holding tight to her goals because she feels like that's the only way she can protect her family. By the end of the movie, Alma has progressed and learned that the miracle is actually her family and not the gifts that the family was given. It's time to talk about Bruno.
We don't talk about Bruno.
Okay, we don't have to talk about Bruno. We can talk about making 2022 the most nourishing year you've had yet. As many of you know, I am a planner addict. I actually made a TikTok asking people for advice on what planner I should use for 2022 because I have a lot of specifications, and what I learned from making that video is that I needed to make my own planner. So I turned to Skillshare because they have so many different types of classes, and sure enough, they had a class all about bullet journaling for beginners by Jessica Owinyo. I am firmly into my second week of bullet journaling, and I can tell you, this system is so good for my mental health. And now I have a really personalized system just for me, made for me by me. Bullet journaling to me was like really stressful. It felt like it was overwhelming, felt like you had to be an artist to be able to draw beautiful things. But no, that's not the case. You can make it a simple, creative, little space for you to organize your life, and it has been so incredibly helpful already. I'm sure that you, like me, have days filled with tasks and to-do lists. This year, prioritize your self-care and wellness by using Skillshare as a way to invest in yourself, unwind, and relax. Classes like the Ultimate Self-Care Playbook by Jonathan Van Ness, Plants at Home by Plant Queen, and Writing for Self-Discovery will help you recenter after a hectic week. Plus, it's ad-free, so you can stay in the zone while you're exploring new skills. And Skillshare has given the first 1,000 of my subscribers to click the link in the description a 1-month free trial, yes, I said free, so that you can start exploring your creativity today. Now let's talk about my personal favorite character, Dolores Madrigal. Dolores is observant, hears everything, and spits some serious bars. I think she's an Enneagram type 5. Type 5s are perceptive and inquisitive thinkers. We see this quality in Dolores, especially in her perception of Bruno and how he affects the family. Obviously, these lines are like the best in the entire movie, and I would play them if not for copyright, but you all probably have it memorized anyway, but she says, "It's a heavy lift with a gift so humbling, always left Abuela and the family fumbling, grappling with prophecies they couldn't understand. Do you understand?" She's basically telling Mirabel here that he lives in the house and that he's deeply misunderstood. I also think it's really cool symbolism, whether it was intentional or not, that Dolores' magical gift is hearing everything, and a type 5's core desire is to be knowledgeable and competent, and her gift allows her to know everything about the town, the people, and things going on. She is all-knowing, which sounds like, to me, a curious person's dream. Type 5 struggle with avarice, which means they don't feel like they have the inner resources needed to meet the world, so they withdraw. They do not go after what they want because they're afraid that they're gonna get depleted. I love Dolores' arc in the film because she goes from someone who will never have her true love because he's betrothed to another, to somebody who confesses her feelings to Mariano and ends up with her true love. Like, what an amazing character arc. And I love that there's a type 5 representation like this in a movie. I love it. So type 5s, let me know, do you think Dolores is a type 5? Isabela time. Hands down, I think she's an Enneagram type 1. Her magical gift is to conjure beautiful plants and flowers. She struggles with perfectionism, desiring to meet outer expectations to be good enough for her abuela. She's even described as Señorita Perfecta by Mirabel. You can see that she's kind of like holding everything together when Mirabel messes up the proposal for Isabel and she says, "You're ruining my life." She's temperamental, she's upset, she's resentful because the pressure of herself to be the perfect golden child is just too much to bear. Then we discover Isabela doesn't want to be perfect. She doesn't want to just make flowers. She doesn't want to marry Mariano. She wants to break free from her fierce inner critic. After she finally releases her emotions, she grows this cactus and then she sings, "I just need something unexpected, something sharp, something new. It's no symmetrical or perfect, but it's beautiful and it's mine." And what the line that I think is so beautiful for type 1s to use as like part of your life is, what could I do if I just knew it didn't need to be perfect, if it just needed to be? And they let me be. This movie is so good. Isabela is finally free to live the life she wants, expand her power, and grow like cool, wild, exotic plants. So type 1s, if you're watching this, I just encourage you to be like Isabela, like find your inner wild cactus, make things that aren't perfect and try to break free from those expectations. Pepa can control the weather with her emotions. If she's sad, it's raining. If she's happy, there's sunshine. If she gets super upset, there's like hurricanes and snowstorms. We don't get a ton of personal details about Pepa, but the clues that we are given, I think might indicate she's an Enneagram type 6. To be honest, I'm not quite sure. I'm thinking maybe a 6, and here's why. Type 6s are described as the loyal guardian. We definitely see this in Pepa as she fiercely cares for her family. She is loving and attentive to her children, and she relies on her community and her children and her husband to help her when she's feeling really anxious. I love that scene where Camilo, I think was his name, he's helping her calm down and getting her into a chair. Like, she relies on people just as much as other people rely on her. Pepa is also the reason we get the most amazing song, "We Don't Talk About Bruno." I found an indication in that song that she might be a type 6 when she says, Bruno says it looks like rain on her wedding day, and then in doing so, he floods my brain. So she was like worried and anxious on her wedding day. Like, I get it, it can be an anxious day. And then Bruno was like, "Oh, you look nervous, you look worried, looks like rainy." And then immediately she's thinking rain, feeling anxious, like it goes just overdrive. She's just like overthinking, and indeed it does rain on her wedding day. Pepa lets worst case scenarios flood her brain and affect her behavior. This is something that type 6s can struggle with, constantly scanning the horizon for really bad things that maybe, just maybe, could happen. If you have thoughts about Pepa's Enneagram type or any of the other characters I typed in this video, please put them in the comments down below. It is totally okay if you disagree. These are very subjective, and I love hearing everyone's arguments for why they think which character is which type in the comments. So please feel free. I want to read all of your theories and your thoughts on these characters. If you want to watch my whole playlist of me typing popular fiction characters, you can click here. If you want to watch what YouTube thinks you'll like, you can click here. Thank you so much to my beautiful patrons for supporting this channel, and Skillshare for helping John and I pay our rent. I will see you guys in the next video.